Okay, we're back from recess. And I guess we're gonna take the word of the guy that just got up and quit. So, as for right now, for the remainder of this meeting, all votes will have to be unanimous to pass. Whether it's right or wrong, I don't know, but that's what we're doing.
Doesn't pass, you can put it on the next.
So,
meeting.
we have a motion to pay the bills. We're on agenda item number 2 in financial business.
Are we not signing bills then?
No, I'm approved.
Just a minute. Do we have a motion to pay the bills?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we had that motion. We had to pay them except for
Except for me.
the attorney.
That passed.
And you seconded it and the vote came out 2 to 1.
2 to 1, and that's
2 to 1.
what started it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so that motion fails.
Let's figure out a motion that'll pay the bills all but that, or make the adjustment.
That's what it said, that's what the motion was.
You wanna adjust, take that one,
Which one are we, Maple?
we can make the bill by itself.
That's not up to me, that's up to you.
I'm just
wait,
telling,
wait.
I'm saying
The
it could be a
bills are
separate
signed.
motion.
Isn't that what pay the
Well-
bills except for Maple?
It's the same
is?
thing.
Where's, let's see here now. Somebody have anything about the solicitor's bill they wanna
I
bring
do.
up?
Okay,
Terry Smith.
Yeah.
And Kathy, Ed, Doug, that hour was not supposed to be on Makel's bill because it was a stream access agreement that Tunnel Ridge was going around talking to residents in the township to have access to their streams. We were advised not to sign it. We wanted to look out for the residents and get it looked at. Mike talked to Makel or Chris, whichever one he talked to, said this, we wanted to get this agreement checked out for the township super, or for the residents, and that hour was not supposed to be on there. So it was Makel's mistake. Chris offered to take it off of there, but if you wanted to keep the, not pay the bill until the correct one comes out, that's totally up to you.
Well, we just withhold the one bill, why do you wanna withhold everything else?
wait a minute. I thought that's what the motion was.
No, I thought it was to exclude the bill entirely.
Yeah, it was
It's
included.
exclude his bill, his
Yeah.
entire statement.
Yeah. You're saying pick that item up?
Yes,
Okay. You wanna make that a motion?
sure, absolutely.
Is that the only problem you have with it?
At this point,
First
they
of all, I'll
quit.
second the motion to pay all the bills except
All the
for,
invoices except the one
except for
invoice.
the one item on me.
Yeah, that's correct.
All right, now, we got a motion and a second. Have at it. What? That's not good, in your opinion?
Well, they quit, they're probably not gonna answer now.
Yeah.
You have to vote, right?
Do we, there's no discussion then? All
No.
right, so we got a motion to pay all the bills, including Makel's, except for one item on Makel's. Is that it?
Yeah, that would be it.
Which that's the hour for the stream thing, right? What about the hour for
Yeah, there's two.
the
two
research?
parts. Our research also.
Yeah,
Now that she said what that is,
yeah,
I remember that because that guy came to my place and wanted me to sign one of them agreements.
yeah.
After reading it, I didn't have time to read it. After I read it, I wouldn't sign it. When I talked to Mike, because they asked anybody with a stream, I guess, right?
That's anybody with a
Access.
screen.
And I said, I, don't sign it the way it is. You don't want to
Yeah.
sign it. And I said, you know, I guess everybody, you know, anybody in the township that they need stream access,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It wasn't good the way it was written. So if that was in the benefit of the township, I don't see a problem with it. I called Dennis myself personally, separately, and told him the agreement that I saw, I wouldn't sign it, and I wouldn't recommend anybody else sign it. I remember that was months ago.
yeah.
I mean, that was,
And this
I
is
don't
the
know,
new
6
agreement
months
here.
ago?
This is the new one.
Oh, okay, I haven't seen that. They've never got back to me.
No, I'm never gonna have.
Who never got back in?
Tunnel Ridge
Oh,
or whoever, it wasn't even Tunnel Ridge, it was like a
Bill Pico.
broker or
Bill
something,
Pico,
whoever it was.
yeah.
But I haven't got a new one. I told him I wasn't signing it the way it was.
Okay.
and recommended nobody else did the way it was
All right.
worded.
Yeah, walk the street.
So the motion, I guess there's not any more discussion on that then. The motion is to pay all the bills except for one item on Maple's bill. Right?
Yes.
Thought you had two items on Maple's bill.
Well, that's, the motion was for one item, and that was why I
The
asked.
the current bill only has one item. The problem was that we had a question about the last one, and they were supposed to
He was gonna
answer.
refund the money if he didn't, or whatever, yeah. And that's not taken care of either, so.
But he did say be on next bill, maybe take it off of the next one.
Yeah,
So withhold another hour and refund it yourself.
yeah.
Send in the bill, or send in the payment.
Or if it's already processed,
Okay, yeah.
Well, I can tell you this. He just got up, quit, and walked out. So, whatever money, we ain't gonna get no money back. Not at this point. So whatever money you wanna, dispute, we better deduct it ourselves.
well, you'll get what he's saying, he'll come off the next bill, you're gonna get a final bill, they're not gonna just waive it probably. You know what I mean? You can choose not to pay it, but you're gonna get a final bill for the work that they did. They're attorneys.
Hey,
Okay,
can you call for a vote, please?
yeah. How do you vote?
Kathy,
Yes.
Doug,
Yep.
Ed,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the bills are paid.
let's go
It's like
home.
pulling friggin' teeth. All right, I don't even think these things require a vote, so thank God. Code enforcement.
Yes, sir. February, we had the AGL thing down on Old National. You guys received the reports about that. And we had one property on Old National where they were accumulating garbage. We tried contacting them. They didn't respond. We sent them a letter. And they didn't realize property owner had somebody else living there. So it's all resolved. That's it.
Thank you.
Did you get my email regarding the property in South Pittsburgh?
Yes.
That you looked into that yet?
Yeah, that's this month. Yes, sir.
Okay, that's a
Yeah,
new one.
this is for
All right.
February.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, absolutely. We contacted the complainants. There's some conflict between what their issues were and what the complaint came across as, but it's all good. We sent a letter to the property owners
Good,
and looking for a point of contact.
good, thank you.
Engineer. No report. Fire department.
In February, we responded to 41 calls. We had $45,000 in property loss that month. We gave mutual aid 11 times, received it 4 times. We had 11 calls that were overlapping. Our average response time to arrival was 13 minutes and 38 seconds. That time frame was high because of all those overlapping calls when we had the storm come through, so there were some that waited quite some time. So we responded to 1 building fire, 3 EMS calls, 3 crashes with injuries, 3 crashes without injuries, 20 hazardous conditions, 1 power line down, 1 water or steam leak, 1 assist invalid, 5 times we were dispatched and canceled en route. 1 time we found no incident at the dispatched address, 1 flood assessment, and 1 windstorm assessment. We did utilize 707 hours during the month of February. That's all I have for fire department.
Thank you. Do you have a fire marshal hat tonight?
Had one fire investigation, road accident.
That's it?
That's it.
Thank you. Office and water.
You hear me?
She ain't here. She sent a bunch of emails.
Someplace I'm gonna, no, I was called about, for one today, have to print out the document. soon as they get out here.
They just put it on the wrong bill. So you just don't make me put it on the wrong bill.
Heather, he called me late at like 4:30.
It's not in anybody's best interest.
Please print the email information below. New pump. The model numbers, it'll need a new discharge assembly and rail assembly, total price $7,308. Okay, that's,
What is that for?
that's,
For the water?
yeah, for the sewage plant, I guess, but that's not the report.
No, but this is, matters.
We need to,
Yeah, I don't know where it goes on.
yeah, okay. All right. Underwater,
How's it just turn it?
the upgrades are in process. They're, working on them daily. They did have a pump problem, which is what this is about. John was able to get one working, and we still have one that's not working. They're both pretty much, I guess, obsolete now at this point.
2003 models, I'm
Yeah.
understanding.
Yeah. And it takes 6 weeks to get them, so. CW, like I said, they're working on the upgrades. Some stuff's 90%, some stuff's 95%, some stuff's 99%, so it's coming along. Other than that, I don't really have much. That's water. There's office. They're working. Sharon is working daily, right?
Every
Heather's
day.
working daily.
Every day.
The work, and they're trying to set up did they get with you guys on a date for cleanup?
Yeah, we haven't came up with one yet.
That's when
Never-
Claysville's having theirs.
Somebody's reaching out to you in Claysville, Eric, about implementing the 172?
I spoke with your office about that. There's
Yeah.
some, the levels of response are done. To my knowledge, that is complete. I think you guys still have to pass a resolution with that to match the ordinance.
Yes.
Is my understanding.
Mhm.
And then also, an application needs developed so that the guys can apply for these things. But I spoke with the secretary about that last month,
Okay.
so I actually expected you to have the resolutions already for.
There were cameras installed here, there, everywhere. Not to sound like cat in the hat, but. All right, other than that, that's the office report. It's the one you're getting. All right. Parks and Rec. I see one of them shining faces out there.
Two.
Two today. Parks and Rec met this past Tuesday. We continue to have success and plenty of interest in the fitness center. We did have one expense this month in replacing some cables on one of the machines. That was $116. Ed Shell had taken care of that. We were joined this meeting by Mr. Hunter and Mrs. Dutton of the Fair Board. And they had asked us if we would join them in the Three Ridges Festival this year, in the planning and organizing of the festival. We would love to join them and help them with that. However, we aren't able to have the festival without the donation from the township. So we'd like to ask if you guys would be able to make a donation towards the festival like you have in previous years.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Okay. Police Department.
Yes, sir. Again, this is for the month of February. We provided approximately 564 man-hours of service within the townships and the borough. Within those hours, we documented 132 calls for service, 273 events. I've attached to the report I submitted a summary of the calls for service. Stolen property for the month reported in February was $20. Stolen property recovered in the month of February was $9,100. In February, officers conducted 32 traffic stops, investigated 2 traffic accidents. They issued approximately 18 citations, 1 non-traffic citation, filed 3 criminal complaints. In February, officers patrolled approximately 3,170 miles. They used approximately 291 gallons of gas. We did code enforcement. Magistrates' fines collected for the month of February are documented on the report. I've attached a copy of the Claysville and Buffalo Township report for your review. As of this date, the only eligible application for the part-time position is Rodney Bush. He's a former North Franklin officer. He's a former officer of this department. He left here in good standing. If the board wants to proceed to interview somebody, or that's the only applicant that I have to present. The document scanner that was approved at the last meeting is here. I'm waiting to make arrangements with the IT guy to install it. Officer Rush completed the state-approved firearms course that you guys approved at the last meeting. And the 2014 Ford Explorer, the right rear wheel bearing and the right front traction sensor has been replaced for a cost of $504. The car has 107,000 miles on it, and I'm suggesting to the board that they consider replacing it soon. You guys can think it over, and I'm available to talk whenever you need to. That's all I have.
Thank you. Thank you. I forgot to thank you.
Hey, John. Sir. What's the lead time on another car?
Probably end of June. I mean, to get the vehicle and to do the upfit.
Right, and it takes
Yeah,
time.
I'm gonna recommend an actual truck, a 4-door truck for the next vehicle. I think it would be wise for us to keep one and then a couple SUVs. We've been doing more and more where we could use a truck to haul things, so just a suggestion.
Okay. Road department,
I get this in.
they've been doing winter maintenance, cutting back trees and brush on Buck Run and Crane roads, patching potholes and clearing slips on Valley Road and various other roads. The barriers are being moved tomorrow, and Grimes Road should be open, but narrowed, by the end of the week. Also, so I don't forget, because I forgot it last month, they need a hydraulic motor for the chipper. It's around $600. So we can bring that up later or whatever, but
I think it's on the agenda.
is it? Okay.
Yes.
Solicitor's report, he quit.
Short and sweet.
Supervisor,
Wait, you need old business?
oh yeah, that's old. Old business. I skipped that. ICR invoices in the amount of $17,145.
Make a motion that we pay,
What is it?
was it 13?
It's in your phone.
It's in there.
Put one in everybody's phone. Should be at the very first thing in your folder, Ed.
Yeah,
It's okay, I have them in order.
it's 13,860.
Well, is that the
It's the
rental?
one, the question
rental
was
thing
whether we would run over if we added all of it together.
Run over what?
The bidding process.
Oh. Which we aren't, because it's, the bidding is like 19,000 or something, right?
The total amount.
We have written quotes on those? Or cell phone quotes, or what do we have?
They were quotes of whatever I could get.
I want to question is, do we have those?
No,
Okay. So we're not in compliance?
no.
we're not in compliance with
As in, no, I just, whatever I
bidding
could get,
process.
whatever I could get, whenever we could get it, that's what we went with.
the bidding process.
Yes. If they had it and they could get it here, then we got it here.
This was all from
This was for the slips.
the slip down on Old 40.
And then the slip on Ely and slip on Shaler. They were all three
It's
slips.
all, yeah, 'cause it's but that's the same equipment for all three.
Mhm.
Okay. All right, you made a motion. I'll second the motion, so we already had the discussion apparently, and it doesn't sound like it's gonna pass, just my crystal ball says no.
They're clairvoyant.
How do you vote?
Kathy,
Yes.
Doug,
No,
Ed,
Sure. What's the difference? Okay, motion fails, we think. New business. Supervisor Smith's resignation letter.
it's underneath your invoice.
Is it?
It's all in order for you.
Oh,
Yeah, just turn that page.
There you go.
oh, okay. Do you want me to read that thing, or? I'm writing to inform you of my resignation from being a,
Hold on.
that's not it.
I think you did one too many.
Oh. Oh. We got more than one resignation. Okay, I would like to inform you that I'm resigning my position as Donegal Township Supervisor and Vice Chairman effective immediately. I would like to thank the community for their support and encouragement. I have personal health reasons for this decision. I wish my successor the best of luck and hope that she will do great things for the township. Please consider this letter as my official notice. Sincerely, Michael J. Smith, March 7th, 2019, it's the date. Okay.
pretty sure he doesn't wanna change his mind. I've spoken to him several times and asked him to do so.
Okay.
I think Mike brought a lot to the table. He and I didn't agree with each other for a long time. And very reluctant to even vote on his resignation. I believe he was bullied out of office. And it's a shame.
Is there a motion somewhere in there?
I move that we accepted his resignation with regret.
Got a motion to accept with regret Mike Smith's resignation.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? How do you vote?
Kathy,
Yes.
Doug,
Yes.
Ed,
Yes. Okay. Now, I got too many papers. Officer Shortley resignation letter. I'm writing to inform you of my resignation from being a police officer for Donegal Township Police Department. It has been a pleasure working at this department. However, a full-time opportunity has presented itself that I have accepted. I am truly grateful for the opportunity that this department has granted me, as well as the experience that I have gained while employed here. I appreciate the respect granted to me by Chief Yankosik, the entire department, and the residents of Donegal Township throughout my employment. I am truly pleased with my experience as a Donegal Township police officer. Sincerely, Christopher M. Shortley.
Make a motion, we accept with regret.
I'll second.
A motion and a second. How do you vote?
Kathy,
Yes.
Doug,
Yes.
Ed,
Yeah. All right, we need a water and sewer supervisor because Mike was doing that.
Motion to appoint Tammy.
well, I'll second the motion, but I don't know, so we can discuss it.
Okay.
I don't know, will she accept it? She isn't here to even be asked.
Conversation that I had, that she would.
Anybody else? Yeah,
How about Kathy has nothing to do?
yeah,
I mean, I'm just saying,
yeah.
she's wide open, like, she could probably handle it.
Probably not gonna pass, but alright. Just,
Anybody else? How do you vote?
So, wait a
Yeah.
minute, you have one person gonna run the office, also gonna run water and sewage.
Yeah. And, yeah, whatever else.
By the way, you're gonna vote for her and she's not here?
That's the best time to vote for people. And
Okay.
put them into something they
Fair
don't.
enough.
But I brought that up. Anybody else? How do you vote?
Kathy?
no.
Doug?
Yes.
Ed?
Doesn't matter. No. Failed. Okay, date for cleanup day, Claysville is scheduled for the 4th. You guys haven't put your heads together back there yet?
No. I haven't.
It's the 4th of May, not April.
So you're gonna have Donegal and Claysville
Yeah,
together?
that way,
That's what we did last year
we
too.
tried to coordinate that way you don't have to card people,
Yeah.
basically. Will the 4th be good for you guys?
If the weather's nice, I won't be there.
Say it again?
If the weather's nice, Bill won't be there.
We can set it for the 4th and pray for rain.
Snow.
Might not have to pray too hard.
And nobody wants to do anything there?
Yeah, set it for the 4th.
All right, I make a motion, we set up the cleanup day for May 4th.
I'll second.
Got a second? How do you vote?
Kathy?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Ed?
Yeah. Roof on the old road department building needs sealed.
Ed, is that something beyond you guys, or you guys can do it or not?
Well, this was talked about back when Eddie Stout was in here. There's so many holes in
Okay.
that book that the metal actually needs replaced.
Okay.
You can pay money to have it sealed, but
It might not be the,
it looks like a strainer when it's raining.
Make a motion, we get, some bids.
yeah, I agree.
The lower, office, the tax, where the tax lady in the office and the, used to be down there, it could probably be sealed. It has a couple little pinholes. It could probably use another sealing, but the shop, I don't know which building you was referring to, the shop or the old office.
Says the old road
But they
department.
both leak.
I was just going through some minutes and we found out where you guys had mentioned it, no one ever taken care of it.
Yeah, and it was discussed, that the
I get it.
roof actually needs replaced, not
Let's-
sealed on the garage.
Let's hold the discussion and see if we can get a second for the motion to get some bids.
I'll
I
second.
thought that's.
We got a second, okay. Oh, we're discussing.
We're already on, yeah.
All right. Anybody else against getting bids?
So gonna be to replace
I think.
To take their recommendation, maybe. Yeah, they may go up there and say, this is a mess. Or they may say, oh, we can fix this part, we can't fix that part, whatever.
You might need to do a little bit more than that, because the carpet in the tax office is so wet. There's a board that leans against the wall. It's been so wet, it's about this size now, and, I mean, both Kathy saw it. The floor was still damp when they were there doing the audit. It's pretty disgusting.
From the roof. Yeah, okay. So
That
what was
back-
your
back wall.
comment then? That they,
That carpet's been wet so many times, there's probably mold in there.
oh, let's get the roof fixed, then we'll deal with the carpet. I think.
The building needs a lot of attention. 20 years ago, we were talking about replacing it. Remember? It's still there. Not in very good shape.
All right, how do you vote for bids?
Kathy,
Yes.
Doug,
Yep.
Ed,
Yeah. I guess I have to, or nothing's happening.
No, that's only one lawyer's opinion.
All right. GPS tracking for Verizon, from Verizon. That was something that was a long time ago, we talked about last year sometime. Looks like it's gonna be cost prohibitive to me.
I would say, yeah.
So, no action. Anybody wanna move on it?
Nope.
West Penn Power LED lighting agreement.
Quicker we get it signed, the quicker we get on the list.
they said if we could sign and get the papers back in, they can start switching everything to LED, all the street lights to LED, and it should cut our bill almost in half.
Significantly, right?
Yes,
And they last longer.
yes.
Why do they need our approval to put them in? I'm not understanding.
It's just, I think it's just so that we're letting them do it.
Now, if I remember when I read about it, the arms and things like that, if these upgraded, that's at our cost.
Some of them might not